Right now, as you watch this, the moon is pulling you. Not metaphorically, physically. The same gravitational force that raises the ocean by several meters twice a day is acting on the fluid in your body, on the tissue of your brain, on the blood moving through you. The effect is vanishingly small. The moon is 384,000 kilometers away, and you are not an ocean. But the force is real. It is measurable. It has been there your entire life. What is less clear, and what has occupied scientists, physicians, and folklore for thousands of years, is whether it does anything to you. The mythology says yes, emphatically. The word lunatic comes from luna, the Latin name for the moon. Emergency rooms have been staffed heavier on full moon nights by nurses who swear the patients are stranger. Farmers have planted by lunar cycles for centuries. Every culture on Earth has looked at the moon and believed in some form that it governed more than the tides. The science says it's complicated, not because the evidence is thin, because the moon's influence on biology is real, but it operates differently from what the mythology imagined. More subtle, more structural, more woven into the fabric of what living things are than a monthly surge of madness. Here is what we actually know. The human body runs on clocks, not one clock, dozens. Overlapping biological rhythms that regulate hormone secretion, body temperature, immune function, sleep architecture, metabolism, and cognitive performance. The most well-known is the circadian rhythm, the roughly 24-hour cycle governed by light and dark, but the circadian rhythm is not the only biological clock. There is also the infradian rhythm, cycles longer than 24 hours. And among infradian rhythms, researchers have increasingly identified something remarkable. Biological processes in many species that track the lunar cycle with surprising precision. The question is not whether lunar cycles affect living things. In many species, they clearly do. The question is what, if anything, they do to us. In 2013, a study published in Current Biology by researchers at the University of Basel produced findings that surprised even the scientists who conducted it. The study monitored 33 participants in a controlled sleep laboratory over several days, tracking brain activity, hormone levels, and sleep duration. Participants had no access to windows, no knowledge of the lunar phase, and no way to determine the time of night. The study had not been designed to look at lunar effects. It was a general sleep study. When the researchers analyzed the data retrospectively, they found a clear pattern. Around the full moon, participants took an average of 5 minutes longer to fall asleep, slept 20 minutes less overall, and showed reduced activity in the brain regions associated with deep sleep. Melatonin levels, the hormone that regulates sleep onset, were measurably lower. They found this without looking for it, in a controlled laboratory environment where the moon was invisible. The moon may not govern your sleep the way mythology imagined, but it may be nudging it in ways so consistent across populations that evolutionary biology is the most plausible explanation. The evidence for lunar biological effects is far stronger in marine species and worth understanding because it illuminates what may be happening in us. The coral of the Great Barrier Reef spawns once a year, over a period of a few nights, in synchrony so precise that it has been called one of the most extraordinary biological events on Earth. The trigger is a combination of water temperature, day length, and, critically, lunar phase. The spawning occurs after the full moon in late spring. Every year, across thousands of kilometers of reef. Species that have no communication with each other, no shared nervous system, no way to coordinate, spawning together because they all read the same signal. The moon. Humans evolved from organisms that lived in coastal and marine environments. The question of whether we retained something of that lunar sensitivity, whether some vestige of the tidal clock persists in our biology, is one that research is beginning to take seriously. The honest summary of the scientific literature on lunar effects on human biology is this: the mythology is mostly wrong about the mechanism, but may not be entirely wrong about the fact. Emergency room visits do not spike on full moons. Psychiatric episodes do not increase. Violent statistics do not rise. The dramatic version of lunacy, the idea that the full moon makes people strange or dangerous, is not supported by the controlled research. Study after study has failed to find the effect, and what appeared to be correlations in older research largely dissolved when proper controls were applied. The mythology got the drama wrong, but the instinct, the ancient cross-cultural intuition that the moon is somehow connected to the rhythms of living things, may not have been entirely wrong. It just wasn't what they thought it was. There is something quietly extraordinary about what this research suggests. We live in a time of almost complete artificial light. Most people in the developed world sleep in rooms where the full moon makes no visible difference to the darkness around them. We have largely disconnected our lives from the environmental signals that govern biology for billions of years. Sunrise is replaced by alarm clocks. Seasonal light changes are irrelevant in climate-controlled offices. The tides are something that happens at the beach, not something we feel in our bodies. And yet, we are not separate from the moon. We are made in some small but measurable way in its image. Our cells carry a timing system tuned to its cycle. Our sleep bends slightly toward its phase. Our ancestors, the small marine creatures that first crawled onto land, synchronized their reproduction to its light. The moon is not watching over us. It does not care about us. It is a world formed from catastrophe, slowly drifting away, indifferent to everything below it. But it shaped us anyway, not through mythology or meaning, through physics, through the patient, relentless pull of gravity on water and on everything made of water, which includes you. Tonight, if the sky is clear, find the moon. Whatever phase it's in, full, crescent, half-lit, it is doing what it has done for 4.5 billion years, pulling the oceans, nudging the tides, bending light into the dark half of the world, and in some small, inherited, barely measurable way, adjusting something in you. We named a mental disorder after it. We built calendars around it. We worshipped it. We went there, and the whole time, quietly, it was doing something to us that we didn't have words for yet. We're just beginning to find them.